Okay, so Apple just had their annual WWDC event for 2024, and there were some big announcements, AI being a big feature of that, as well as iOS 18 for the iPhone and Vision OS 2 for the Apple Vision Pro. And there was some good things in there, and there were some things in there that wasn't really as good as we were hoping, but I'm going to cover all of the best things, what I think are the best things that Apple have announced and all the key moments within 10 minutes. So I want to kick things off with iPad OS 18. Now, one of the big things that was spoken about when Apple released their new 2024 M4 iPad Pro was how amazing and incredible this tablet could be. The problem with it was that the hardware was really good, the capabilities on it were really good in theory, but the software just wasn't up to scratch for what you needed to be able to edit videos and use AI on it and do all of the incredible things that this M4 chip is capable of. You needed the software to be updated. So we knew that WWDC was coming a couple of months after the iPad Pro release, and we was really, really hoping for the iPad iOS 18 to have some incredible game-changing features added to it that enable you to take full control and have full use of that M4 chip. So did Apple deliver?
I want to talk about a feat that some may have concluded must be a mathematical impossibility. That's right, we're bringing Calculator to iPad.
A few moments later.
I just don't know what to say. One of the biggest things about the iPad OS 18 was the fact that they're now introducing a calculator onto it. I can't even say that without laughing. We was hoping for this game-changing ability for the iPad, and instead they've introduced a calculator. Now, they haven't really done anything with iPad iOS 18 or whatever, however you pronounce it. So I think that's going to be something that's spoken about a lot, and it is incredibly frustrating. Now we're going to move on to Vision OS 2. So if you've got the Apple Vision Pro, you've got the initial Vision OS onto it. But now they've introduced Vision OS 2, and one of the biggest upgrades to that is to photos. So now any of your old photos in your gallery can now be enhanced through AI and intelligence to make it look like a 3D image so you can use it in spatial video. So that is really, really cool, and it's a feature I quite like. Another thing you can do with this is you can enhance the viewing angles if you're working on it like you're working on a computer. So you can have two ultra-wide 4K displays. Now, that wasn't a feature that was on there before. It just had normal displays, but now you can have these two 4K ultra-wide displays that looks like you've got a wrap-around monitor in front of you. And that's quite nice. And an interesting thing that I found about it is that Canon are releasing a spatial video lens, especially for the Vision Pro. And that's going to be coming out some point soon. So that's really interesting. Next, we're going to talk about the AirPods. And this is a good, really, really nice feature, is the AirPods have now got the ability to answer or reject a call by moving your head. So if somebody rings you and you're in a lift or you're in a busy environment where you can't physically answer the phone or say anything to answer the phone, you can nod your head to accept it or shake your head to reject the call. Now moving on to watchOS. Now they have a new app called the Training Load, or a new feature called Training Load, which goes on to between 1 and 10, and that will essentially track your habits and your workouts and your heart rate and your blood pressure and all that sort of thing. And it gives you a rating on how good your workout is between 1 and 10. 1 being sort of not really working out at all, and 10 being you're working all out and flat out. So you want to keep it somewhere, I'd imagine 6 or 7 to be normal. And you can also pause your rings so you don't have to complete them every single day. And you can have a new Vitals app which tracks all of your vitals and just keeps track of them for you. Then something we're all very interested in, which is iOS 18 for the iPhone. And this was quite good. They've got some quite good updates on this. Now, AI is going to integrate in with this, but some of the updates you've got are you can arrange your apps however you want them. So you don't just have a cascading set of apps going down your phone. You can put some at the side, to the left or the right or the top or the bottom. You can arrange them so that they frame around your photo. You also have a dark mode and color tints for your app. So your apps, so they can all change color, or they can just be in completely dark or grayed out and can change color around whatever image you have. You can also have a customizable control center. So you can, when you scroll down on the control center, you can customize that and move the apps wherever you want them. And you can keep scrolling down with a single touch and get to your music or your home controls for your lighting, your cameras, and all that sort of stuff. You can also schedule messages, which is something that we've been wanting for ages. And I think a particular YouTuber has a big influence on this.
The final and largest reason that I cannot continue using an iPhone is this. I cannot schedule a text message with an iPhone.
So essentially, the night before or the day before, or whenever you think about it, if you want to send a message to your team or to a friend or family to wish them happy birthday or happy anniversary or anything like that, you can type out the message and schedule it to be sent later, which is something that Android have had for a long time, but Apple have just got it. Thank you for catching up, Apple. There's also mail organization, a bit like what Google Mail do, where you can have primary and promotions and transactions and stuff like that. And the mail app will automatically decide which one of your emails go into which category, and then it will automatically file them for you. Now, an interesting one, which I think is really, really good, is the Cash app, or a Cash tap to use cash, or whatever they call it. And essentially what you can do here is just decide what to share financially, like whether that's $20, $50, $100, and you can just tap your phones together and it will share the money with them really quickly down to their Apple Wallet. Now that's something I really like, because say you're out for dinner with a friend and now bear in mind you both have to have iPhones for this and you both have to have iOS 18, but assuming you've both got iPhones and you say, hey, you got an iPhone, right? Oh, let me give you $20 for that meal we've just had, or those drinks we've just had. There you go, $20, bish bash bosh, done. And you can just tap it and share it with them. I think that's a really cool feature. A bit like when you share your contact information, you just tap two phones together and it does that. This is the same sort of thing, but you do it with cash. Now, one of the biggest features was AI that they spoke about, and Siri was a massive part of that, and it's been completely reimagined. So now Siri is going to be completely conversational. So you can say something like, hey Siri, what's the weather like tomorrow? And it should tell you what the weather's going to be like, and then you could ask it, what's the weather like going to be at the beach? And then it will tell you about your nearest beach and what the weather's like, and you can say, set a reminder to go there tomorrow at 1 p.m. and it will know what there means, and it will know what you mean about the time and all that sort of thing, and it will just create reminders for you, and it should sort it all out. You can also use AI to rewrite documents for you or proofread them on your emails, on documents, on essays, anything like that. You can get it to proofread it for you to make sure that there's no grammar discrepancies or anything like that. Or you can, if you think it looks a bit too serious, you can just ask it to rewrite it and it will rewrite the whole thing for you in a funny or chatty way. Now, another thing that I think is quite cute, but it's not really for productivity or going to change your life in any significant way, is the new emojis they've got. Now, they call these Genmojis, and essentially you type what you want, and the example they use is a crocodile on a surfboard in a tutu, or dinosaur in a tutu, or something like that, and it will create you 2 or 3 different emojis, and you can select which one you want. So I think that's quite a cool little feature. Now, it's not going to change your life in any way, it's just a bit of a fun add-on. Now, we do have to wait a little bit for this to come. It's not coming until fall 2024, but when it does come, I think the addition of iOS 18 and the new upgraded Siri and the AI that's coming in, I think it's going to be quite a welcome update. And we all knew AI was going to be a big feature, but I'm really happy that they've introduced this. The only thing that I'm upset about slightly is the iPad OS, because you wanted it to be a massive upgrade so it could take advantage of that M4 chip, which they've not really done. Now, they have done a bit of an update to macOS, but it's mainly for your phone mirroring and easy sharing of documents and stuff like that. It's not really any sort of game-changing features. Now, I know I've missed a lot of the features and announcements off of this list, but it was a nearly 2-hour event, and I've just given you my highlights of what I thought the best ones were that's really going to impact you and that you really need to know about. If you think that there's anything that I've missed, let me know in the comments. And what are you looking forward to when it comes? And how is this going to help you in your everyday workflow? Let me know below. And as always, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be notified of all the latest content. Thank you for watching, everyone.